Let's have one more question. Anybody like to? Over there. Thanks.
Hi, Jan. Auckland being the largest Polynesian city in the world, what influence does that have on the stuff you've been talking about, the way you think about space?
Actually, one of the things we started doing at Manukau was cultural mapping, because in the same way as traditionally in European cities, they've been informed by their history. The same thing should be happening here. Understand in a meaningful way, not putting up, not stamping the sides of warehouse buildings with something that looked like a piece of flax, and saying that's themed architecture. So that cultural mapping is very important when in the work we were trying to do at Manukau City, but we did have difficulty initially in trying to elicit what were the important places out there. So we need to understand what are important places, and then when we're designing our cities, to give them, to recognise them in the spatial context, whether it's a roof, whether it's a tree, whether it's, whatever, in Flatbush or in the city centre. And that's where I think the culture has to be embedded. It doesn't mean that, we can't keep land free, we may still need to develop, but I think there are other ways of underpinning that. I also think in terms of the housing, we've got nuclear houses here, just like we build for Aborigines that are 500 miles from Alice Springs. A two-bedroom, well, we were for a long while, a two-bedroom brick house with a front porch. So I think that in the housing, and if you've got really meaningful designing into the housing and how it works and where the kitchen needs to relate to bathroom and all those things that I understand are quite different from Anglo-Saxon housing, that also would start to reveal itself in the public domain.
Great. Thank you very, very, very much. That was fantastic. And fascinating. Jotting down stuff. It's just interesting. I mean, on behalf of that for us, I'll die a ruined man, and hopefully a happy man. And I think you really got a real grasp of what the issues as well. And hopefully people like Richard as well can take back some points to your task force and start talking to government about these issues, because they need to be here and listening to some of these discussions. So. On behalf of the City Council, thank you all the sponsors and everybody for coming today. Jan Mcredie.